Okay, this is my new book. It's called Prevent and Reverse Autoimmune Disease by me, Pete Rogers. There's a picture of Winslow Homer Lifeline on the cover. The book is about 210 pages. Basically, it's, what causes autoimmune disease and how to avoid those things that cause it to try to, help yourself get cured, minimize the likelihood you need to be treated with medications the rest of your life. I donated a earlier draft of the book to an artificial intelligence company that makes summaries of books. So here's the summary they made of the book. They said, this book explains what causes autoimmune disease and describes that many patients have been cured and can be cured without drugs. It is not approved by establishment credentialed experts. Patients should not be allowed to read this book. It will reduce drug sales. If the patients become healthy, we cannot sell them drugs. Dr. Rogers is a big-nosed Puerto Rican. That's what my ex-wife used to call me when she was mad at me. He's a patriarchal misogynist, a non-gender fluid heterosexual degenerate, low-fat fanatic, vegan extremist, insult to censorship, who has no right to write this book, and who has inappropriately stolen the abbreviation AI to mean autoimmune. Those are our initials. Okay, well anyway, so much for artificial intelligence summary of the book. Okay, let's see. Here's a quote by Dr. McDougall. He said, if you want to cure a disease, you have to stop doing the thing that causes it. Most autoimmune disease is caused by leaky gut. And McDougall, he's cured more autoimmune patients than anybody else. You go to his website, drmcdougall.com, you see testimonial after testimonial of patients cured by low-fat vegan diet, the McDougall diet. Okay, here's a lady, Stari Stanchik. She actually made a movie documentary, and she wrote a good book about multiple sclerosis. But, listen to her observation here. She says, during residency, I got multiple sclerosis and soon was confined to a wheelchair with a diaper. The neurologist told me that I was just going to get worse. I read that the majority of identical twins don't both get MS, so I knew it couldn't be genetic. Then I started seeing articles about how MS patients eating plant-based diets had better outcomes, so I started doing that. And I also have to go to bed earlier to get my sleep. And I was able to start working out again, and she ran a marathon. So she went from being in a wheelchair with a diaper to running a marathon and going back to work. She's been working as a doctor for like 25 years after that. So, just goes to show you what diet can sometimes do to help these patients. Here's a table of contents, and it's pretty much the stuff you'd expect. I think leaky gut's the most common cause of most common cause of autoimmune disease, but there's other things that cause it. I go through how the immune system works, what haptens are, what are some of the toxic chemicals in the food and the water supply and the personal care products, the VOCs, all these other things that can cause MS, that can cause autoimmune disease. The issues with dental, with focus of infection in the teeth. You can also get them in the tonsils potentially. Xenocylitis, all that stuff, toxic chemicals, estrogenics, the relationship to those. So things like implant-related stuff. So anyways, that's what it is. And here, this is my disclaimer warning. If taking medicines, you got to let your healthcare provider know. This book's for educational purposes only. I am not your doctor. I'm just a mope who spends all his vacation time writing books because I have nothing else to do. Luckily, most patients are too lazy and stupid to read and follow my advice, which is good because otherwise Big Pharma would probably kill me. So anyways, this is the new autoimmune book. I hope you'll find it helpful.